charging your spirit. You know, your battery can have a lot of potentials. Your phone, you can browse with it. You can make calls with it. You can even use the torchlight on your phone. But if the battery is dead, the phone is useless. The moment you connect it to electricity, something happens. Energy begins to enter the phone. When the phone becomes charged, every potential is awoken. That's what prayer does. And that's what Jude taught us. In Jude verse 20, he says, you dearly beloved. The word building up yourself is the word charging up yourself. It says charging up yourself in your most holy faith. Praying in the spirit. So a moment a man begins to pray in the spirit, he is charging himself so that his potentials that are already installed in Christ can begin to find expression. This is why you can prophesy, but you have never prophesied. This is why you should heal the sick, but you have never healed the sick. This is why you have divine favor. So much so that any door should open to you, but that favor has not activated. You have divine wisdom to lead a generation in the direction that they should go. But that wisdom will still be dormant because the charging has not taken place. The first thing prayer does that makes prayer very vital in spiritual awakening is the stirring potentials of prayer. And this is why I have taught prayer almost all my years of teaching in ministry. I teach it because I know if a man cannot pray, you can't help him. If you like, teach him doctrine from morning till night. At best, he will become a theologian. What connects that man to the spirit dimension is when the elements of prayer are activated. You know, recently I was teaching and correcting some of the excesses in prayer. And some people were saying, that's good, that's good. I said, but before you say that is good, hope you are praying. Because the people who are praying are better than you who is not praying and saying that's good. At least pray first before you talk about praying right. The reason they are not doing it right is probably because they are young and youthful. But it's better that they are praying than you who is not praying, who is using doctrine to shape how prayer should be made. You are in trouble. You are in trouble. The first thing prayer does is to stir or to charge you. The second thing prayer does is to open you up to the realm of the voice of God. The moment a man begins to pray, he begins to hear and he begins to see. He begins to connect with the dimensions of God. Jeremiah 33 verse 3. He said, call upon me and I will answer. And he didn't stop there. After I have answered, he said, now I will show you great and mighty things that you know not of. Great and mighty things. So God is not only answering your needs. When you start praying, he connects you to his realm. So the reason a man operates divine is because he is drawing inspiration from another realm. The glory of the moon is its connection to the sun. Disconnect the moon from the sun, it becomes useless. So when you find a man operating like a god on the earth, it's because he's vitally connected to God. God is showing him, God is talking to him. Even Jesus himself said, the works that I do is what I see my Father do that I do. So when Jesus lays hands on a man and eyes open, when Jesus commands and mountains move, it's because he's seeing something you are not seeing. He's hearing something you are not hearing. The moment you start praying, you too begin to see and hear those things. That's what brings you to precision. That's what brings you to empowerment. In Acts 10 from verse 8 to 14, we saw that Peter was hungry, but he still went up to pray. Because he knew there are different types of hunger. If I don't pray, I become useless. And while he was praying, he saw a sheet descending from heaven. And a voice came and said, arise, kill and eat. He would have been limited by his wrong doctrine. He said, I have not touched anything that is unholy. He said, don't call unholy that which I have cleansed. Arise, kill and eat. He argued for 3 times. And he would have missed out on the greatest honor of his calling, to open the door of ministry to the Gentiles. Until before the vision lifted, the voice of God now told him, 2 men are waiting for you, go with them. So Peter didn't go with them because he was smart. He didn't go with them because he was wise. He went with them because he heard. So when you see people's life, a mystery and a wonder, it's because of what they are seeing and hearing. And the place to see and hear is on the altar of prayer. The third thing prayer will do for you to make you harness your divine side is that prayer will saturate you with the presence of God. In Psalm 91, from verse 1 to 2, hear what the Bible said. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High. Can you imagine? It's not him that visited. It said him that dwelleth there. Him that makes prayer a lifestyle. He said he shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. He shall say of his God, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust. Immediately the supernatural open. It is in this same scripture. It said 1,000 shall fall by my side, 10,000 by my right hand. He shall not come near me, because the Lord has become his shepherd. The Lord has become his fortress. It said even the Most High has become my habitation. So that man lives perpetually under the presence of God. What was the wonder in Moses' life? It was the presence. The Bible said in Exodus 13, 21 and 22, it said the Shekinah went with them in the day and in the night. Anything they did worked. Even their shoes were growing with them. Their clothes did not grow weary. They had food to eat. They had everything they need. So the whole testimony of the supernatural life in the wilderness was a function of the presence. But the presence is generated in the place of prayer. When you sit there, the cloud will come. When you sit, the cloud will definitely come. And we saw it in the life of Moses. Sometimes Moses will ascend the mountain and he will wait for 8 days until the cloud descends. In Matthew 17 verse 2 and 3, we saw the same thing happen with Jesus. The Bible said as he prayed, it said the fashion of his countenance was altered. His raiment began to glister. And the Bible said they saw a cloud descended and covered him. And in that cloud stood Moses and Elijah. So Jesus knew the technology of harnessing the presence under which every supernatural possibility takes place. If a man is not praying, he will be dry of the presence of God. And if he's dry of the presence of God, his divine propensity will not wake up. This thing is not about a cliche. It's not about how you talk or how you act. It's about what you carry. If you don't carry the presence, shout, it won't work. Act like a man who carries it and mimic him exactly. It will not work. But when you carry it, anything you do works. You see Benny Hinn throwing suit. It's not about the suit. It's about the presence. If he throws the suit, the same thing will happen. If he waves his hand, the same thing will happen. Even if he waves his leg, the same thing will happen. Because the power is not in the activity. It's in the presence. And so when a man knows this secret, he kills himself on the altar. Lord, it's either you show up or I die here. I wish I had time to share with you testimonies. Testimonies. You know, my biggest testimonies are not even the things God is doing. They are the things he carried us through. The things he carried us through. There was a period of my life where for 5 years, every day, 6 to 6, we are on fasting. Alone in the room, looking for nobody. That's why I became used to not having friends. My wife will tell you, I can enter my house and I'll be there for 3 months. I check what we are doing. If it's in order, I'm just on my own there. I can be there for 2 years. I will not miss what is happening in the market. I will not miss what is happening in the stadium. I will not miss anything. I'm used to staying alone with God. And it took years of isolation to come there. You see Jesus early in the morning, Mark 1:35. He goes to a solitary place. He prays. And the next thing, he enters the city. Blind eyes are opening. You are now watching how they command blind eyes to open. You said, because he said, out. You too, you come. You say, out. When the demon slaps you. Where is the canopy of the presence? That's what people follow, not you. Nobody was following Moses. They were following the presence. That's why when the presence stops, they stop. When the presence starts moving, they start moving. It was not about Moses, and Moses himself knew. So God said, go. My angel will go to you. He said, we will not leave here. If your presence does not go with us, we go nowhere. People are in ministry. They are using strategies and principles. Do you think is that your principle that will tell a man to stand up from home and drive 1 hour to come for your meeting, sit down and go back home. Some people reach their houses here 11 p.m. Some 12 midnight. And the next Sunday they come back. You think it's because you are speaking English? You think it's because you are wearing a suit? You think it's because you are talking grammar? It is an atmosphere. There is something here that their soul connects to. And so when they come, that thing gives them life. That thing awakens them. That thing opens them up. They can see their future when they are sitting there because there's a router in the spirit. When the presence goes down, the ministry ends. If you like, preach the same message you were preaching. Nobody will come. They don't come because of what you are saying. They come because of who is around. And the one who is around is the monarch of the universe. It's Christ himself, the King of glory. When he comes like a mother hen, he opens his feather and covers us. That's why even when your message does not make sense, people are blessed. Even them don't know why. It's the presence, the Shekinah. He went with them as a pillar of cloud by day. He went with them as a pillar of fire by night. And so long as it was there, he said he gave a commandment in the spirit. He rebuked kings for their sakes. Touch not my anointed. Do my prophets no harm. He sent his word to them and healed them and delivered them from all their oppression. He said their sandals did not grow weary. Their garments did not grow weary. He said every one of them were strong. There was none feeble amongst their tribes. Yeshua. Hear this. Carry the presence to your shop and see what will happen there. The drama. Everybody will be looking for your products. Everybody will be looking for you. They won't know why. Because the glory of God is hanging there. Carry it to your career and see the supernatural growth, promotions that you will enjoy. Because when the presence of God is there, you must prosper. He said, "Thou will show me the path of life." Where is the path of life? In thy presence. In thy presence. And he said, it's not just a path. He said, there is fullness of joy. And there is your right hand. And he said, at thy right hand, there are pleasures forevermore. The psalmist knew the secret. David fought 66 battles. He didn't lose one. And then you ask him, what is the secret? The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou, the presence. He said, you prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You don't only prosper when your enemies die. When God is with you, your enemies will be there, you will still be rising. They will be angry, you will be rising. They will curse you, you will be rising. They will be bitter against you, you will be rising. They will die, you will still be rising. Because the one that matters is with you. The present, man's greatest asset. He said, when the king of Moab saw Israel coming, he was afraid because he heard the news that any city they walk through, they lick it up. And what did he do? He went and called a prophet who doubles as a diviner. The Bible said, whoever he curses is cursed. Whoever he blesses is blessed. That is his record. And this guy, if he wants to prophesy and it doesn't work, he switches to divination. By all means, he must get it done. Lo and behold, he erected an altar. He tried, it didn't work. He erected another altar. He tried, it didn't work. When he met Balak, he now told him, there's no enchantment against Israel. There's no divination. He's not saying you cannot enchant Israel. He's saying where we get enchantment from. When you call Israel, it doesn't appear. Enchantment is lost. the wisdom for cause vanishes. There's no divination against them. I entered the website. The website was empty because I brought the name of Israel. But why was the power so? He said because the shout of the king is in their midst. When you know this, you will stop praying some prayers. Because the devil will fail. You succeed on arrival. Because you don't come alone. You came with an entourage. Your entourage will paralyze the enemy. Your entourage will discomfit the enemy. Your entourage will shut them down. And so sometimes when you are walking, people look at you. They think you are alone. But while you are yet coming, the King of Glory is coming with you. The angels of hosts are coming with you. The spirit of judgment made perfect are coming with you. So when you talk with the strength of many. You will never be barren of the presence again.